thanks to the support as a channel member, Kevin Thomason. I know he was pretty much packed in playing by the time Mark signed for us back in the day, but you should still be vaguely aware of what doing a Mick Powell means. And Troy Cannon has definitely done a Mick Powell. Hello and welcome to part 27 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games for you in the National League. We are away against Dulwich Hamlet and at home against Hartlepool. Since you were last with me, as mentioned in the intro, Troy Cannon has done a Mick Powell. It's been spectacular. What a month for a first month as a regular starting striker in the side. He's got 2 goals there, 2 goals there, 2 goals there, a goal there, a goal there, a hat-trick here. Troy Cannon is he's firing. Oh, do you see what? We've got new puns. It's not just going to be the home puns now. You've got Cannon puns aplenty as well. He's currently on 7 goals from 9 appearances in the league, 12 from 11 starts overall. He's considered the best striker at the club now, better than Beereth, better than Pritchard. He came through that same youth system as Kieran Hodgkinson, Nathan Curry, a couple of the other Name in the Game channel members. He was the worst of the batch, theoretically. Definitely a late bloomer. He's just turned 19 back in November and has... I mean, it's the definition of doing a Mick Powell. If you didn't watch the FM19 home series, Mick Powell was there from the start. He was a striker there from the start in our youth team, and we didn't notice him until the end of the first season because he just didn't seem any good. And then he went on to become the club's all-time top goal scorer, including a goal in the Champions League. We started in Tier 8. Mick Powell was sensational. Troy Cannon should, theoretically... apparently he's currently operating at a League One level, which is nuts. We just need to keep him firing. Oh, I'm never going to get bored of that one. Shall we play a football match? Because we do need to get ourselves back into... I was going to say back into some form. Actually, Cannon's got us back into some form. What we'd quite like to do is get back into a proper title challenge at the top of this table. We've flirted with some low positions over the course of this season. Haven't been top of the league at any point. It's new ground for us, really. But looking at the league table, it is looking quite favourable currently. We're 5 points off the top of the table, but we do have a game in hand on top of the table, Chesterfield. We've also got games in hand on everybody else above us as well. We've got a better goal difference than Chesterfield. We still have to play everybody who's above us before the end of the season. If we can continue playing well, we should be ending up this season in the Football League, which would be lovely. The only other news I've got for you before we get into the match is we have sold the 2 boys who didn't get their work permits. Jeremy Rodriguez has left for the extraordinary fee of £80,000. I was going to say £80,000. It's £80. Let's clarify. It's £80, not £80,000. He's gone back to play in Spain, and Mamadi Camara has gone back to Portugal for what is officially a club record sale of £19,500 because the 3.4 million we got for Kieran Hodgkinson in the summer when his buyout clause was, his sell-on clause was bought out, doesn't count towards his actual fee. So that is a club record sale at £19,500. And we also signed Zach Redmond, who we did have a look at in the last episode, but hadn't actually finalised the deal. I think he's probably going to be the long-term slam dunk replacement and might lead to a change to a 4-2-4 rather than a 4-4-2 because we could have Redmond on one side, Whittaker on the other, and they're actually then playing in positions that suit them rather than forcing them to play back a little bit deeper. For now, we haven't made that change, but it's certainly something I am thinking of in the future. But Redmond, interestingly, as well as him having huge potential, being another one who could be a championship player in the future, was actually came through the same FC United youth intake as Danny Pritchard. So FC United 2020-21 season, he emerged in their... in fact, does that mean he's a real player? Or is he must be a new gen. I think he came through that first season's bunch of new gens. But Pritchard did as well. If we just double check that, I think Pritchard was the same year. Danny Pritchard, FC United 2020-2021. Exactly. So if you're looking for a team down in the non-league who've got a good youth setup, we know they produced 2 strikers good enough for the Football League in that first season in Pritchard and Redmond. So it took us a little bit longer to find the other one. But FC United might be worth a save if you're looking for someone deep in the non-league. But let's get into this match. Let's try and keep our good run of form that we're in at the moment going and keep Troy, one more time, keep Troy Cannon firing. We've got Wright in goal, a back four of Frangos, Davies, Muir, never going to learn it. Brewerton, Hamilton, Cisse, Bandera and Wentin in midfield. And then Pritchard and Cannon up front. Let's get into this one. As you can see, we've got Wentin and Hamilton as our wide players at the moment, who really, they're both central midfield players. Well, obviously, Wentin did grab a couple of goals. Was it in the last episode or the one before? I don't even remember. I remember a couple of goals went in. That one I can't claim. That one was from the comment section, and I'm very disappointed I didn't pick up on it myself. But yeah, this is what we're doing for now because it's working. If it stops working, I think that's when we go with Redmond and Whittaker and push the wide midfielders a little bit further forward into what I guess is a more traditional shape for me. I've never really been one for a flat 4-4-2, although you've seen a lot of it in this save. I don't really do it very often, and I don't really like it. I'd always rather have my wingers pushed a little bit further forward, but I'm also very much of the if it ain't broke, don't fix it rule of thumb, and this isn't broke at the moment, and Danny Pritchard, it's disallowed. Up until the last game, Danny Pritchard was still our top goal scorer for the season, which shows just how far Micah Beereth has gone off the boil, because he was scoring well ahead of Pritchard for quite a long time, but Beereth has really struggled to make the step up to the National League, whereas Pritchard is just plodding along, getting his 15 goals a season that he always gets whilst playing in everybody around him. And my hope is that Cannon, as his partner, can become the 30 goal a season striker that then plays off Pritchard. Then, like I say, Whittaker that side, Redmond that side, and we've got a front four then that's probably good enough to take us at least into next season, because obviously we're not in a position, because of the nature of the save, we're not in a position to go out and buy a League Two striker. We kind of have to always be thinking one step ahead. Pritchard, it said on his coach report, I just saw then, that he's probably going to max out at a League Two player. So long term, we probably have to be thinking outside of Pritchard. But for now, he is a useful solution. And Troy Cannon continues to rattle in the goals. It's 1-0 to us on the 36-minute mark. And it's Troy Cannon again, number 13 of the season. He's only been in the team 6 weeks. And that is a very, very tidy finish. Should I have noticed him a little sooner? I would argue I probably wasn't going to, with Beereth scoring the amount of goals that he was scoring. It's really been Beereth, and that's the beauty of doing the Youth Academy save that we're doing, because normally, okay, Beereth's gone off the boil, I need something else, I need another option, let's go to the transfer market, let's bring in a loan, whereas we couldn't do that. So it was, right, Beereth's not playing well, what else have we got? Cannon's got 5-star potential, he's 19 now, it's now or never, let's give him a go. And he's absolutely taken the opportunity that was given to him. This is what I mean about players forcing their way into first team reckoning. They get there sooner or later if they're good enough. And fingers crossed, Troy Cannon is going to be around for a good few years to come now. Right, we need to make a couple of substitutions. We're forever having tired players. I'm looking at Davies again. I'm surprised that man can still walk. The amount of game time I force out of him. We're going to put Redmond on that left-hand side as we continue, for the time being, to train him into being a left midfielder. Obviously, Whittaker is already natural now as a right midfielder, and as much as my long-term plan is to play them further forward, if we try it and it doesn't work, I still want to be able to play the players in the team, although they won't necessarily be in the roles that I absolutely am thinking that I want at the moment. Wentin on the right-hand side gives it to Brewerton. Bandera from range, and it just skids past the base of the post. I'm a little bit upset with Mauro Bandera. If you watch my Twitch series with Hanetli, which I've not said anywhere near as well as I did the other day, it's because I've got a dry mouth. I can't do it with a dry mouth. If you watch that save, you'll know that Mauro Bandera turned me down in that save, didn't want to join up with me in the Welsh Premier League, and I'm still a little bit upset about it because he would have been the missing piece of the jigsaw in our team over there, and we've now conceded a goal. This isn't part of the plan for today. The script for today's episode was win both matches and be back in a title race. I really don't want to have to do the playoffs because I'm a little bit afraid of them. My assistant manager, Mrs Wearmouth, you're familiar with his work, is suggesting we bring on a striker for Bandera, which just seems like a terrible idea. Although actually, I wonder if he's thinking 2 steps ahead of me, and he isn't saying bringing him on in midfield. He's saying put Wentin in there, put Jessup on here, and maybe even try this, because Redmond is he's made to be an inside forward, and Jessup can probably be an inverted winger because he's left-footed, he's right-footed. This might work a treat. Maybe we're switching to this sooner than originally anticipated. This is the first official outing of the 4-2-4, and it really will suit Redmond. We've got the two FC United boys linking up there. We'll have known each other for years. Pritchard looks like his dad because he's 8 feet taller than him. But we have still not managed to use any of that to convert into a goal. It's a 1-1 draw. We can't be too downhearted about drawing away from home. We're still a newly promoted team, all that, and there. Just want wins. We need to win the next game. Right, a few changes for the Hartlepool game because, as usual, our players are shattered. We're part-timers playing in the same league as full-timers, and it shows Davies is a broken man. Wentin is a broken man. Pritchard is tired. Or he's not actually he was tired, but now he's not showing he's tired. Maybe Pritchard can come back in. Pritchard was showing as tired when I picked the team, and now he's not. So Pritchard can actually come back in. But Davies and Wentin both have to drop out. So it's going to be Wright in goal, a back four of Frangos, Charles, Muir. Cisa, I've got to sell him, haven't I? Because I'm just annoying everybody now. Hamilton, Curry, Bandera and Whittaker, and then Pritchard and Cannon up front once again. I realise I've not put Beereth on the bench, and I would have liked him on the bench ahead of Jessup. Okay. Not a lot we can do about that now. Let's pump the fists. Let's try and beat Hartlepool. Hartlepool are the team directly above us in the promotion push. So this is a big game. If we're serious about getting back into a title race, these are the kind of games we need to be winning. Anything other than a win, and I think we're getting to the point where we have to accept we're going to be in the playoffs and just try and maintain some decent form so that we can give them the best shot possible. Hamilton breaking clear on the left-hand side there and firing across goal. I think it was offside. The linesman seemed to have a flag up. I don't see where the offside would have been myself, but there was definitely a flag up there towards the end. It's Nathan Curry with the corner, looking for Pritchard at this near post and can't find him, and it's Whittaker who's hovering on the edge of the area to try and pump the ball back in there. Whittaker beats his man, plays it into the path of Hamilton. There is Pritchard, and he's found this time, and Danny Pritchard has his 11th goal of the season. He was this close to missing out on selection today because I thought he was tired. He's obviously not. The man mountain Danny Pritchard has just put us 1-0 up in a very, very important game. Look at how few fans we've still got. We're gonna be in the Football League soon. We need some fans. We need to start nicking fans off of Peterborough. They're only down the road. They don't need all 4,000 or so fans that they've got. Oh God, we are not exactly in a footballing hotbed, being the second team in Peterborough. Frangos plays it forward for Hamilton, who's looked lively today. He's going down this left-hand side again, cutting inside here. Plays it back to Curry, who, I know I'm going to tempt fate by saying this. Nathan Curry's not been sent off for a while, so he's probably going to get sent off today. But it just occurred to me, he's not been sent off for ages. Maybe he's changed his ways. Bandera with a crunching tackle. The ball over the top looking for Pritchard, but he's never going to get there. He's far too slow. And Cisse is looking for Cannon instead, but it was the wrong type of ball to each of them because Cannon needs one to chase. Pritchard needs the big one to head. And they both got the wrong pass. Come on, boys. It's not like they're hard to tell apart. One of them's 6'6", the other's 5'9". Pritchard could eat Cannon. And Cannon has played Pritchard through, and he's scored his second of the game. And it's a lovely goal. It's not a header. It's not a tap-in. Pritchard can do all the goals. He's a modern-day Peter Crouch. Beautiful stuff from Danny Pritchard. And he's obviously just a big game player. Because this is, it's a lovely pass from Cannon. And Pritchard not wanting to be outdone by the young upstart, who's his new strike partner, who I think is the same age as him. They're both young upstarts. But Pritchard, of course, has probably got over 100 games for the club under his belt, having come in as a 16-year-old. He's the old pro. And I wonder how close he is to becoming our all-time top goal scorer now. I imagine Beereth is probably still closer because they've been in the team about the same amount of time. But Beereth obviously scores more goals. Pritchard looking for his hat-trick. That was all the wrong way round again. We do a long throw. Nathan Curry's under it. And Pritchard's the one there to pick up the scraps. If that's the other way around, Curry scores. Or more accurately, Pritchard probably nods it in from the initial long throw. We had a little bit of a discussion about long throws earlier in the week. I still have long throws as a thing turned on. That's all I've done in this save. I haven't set up any kind of formation of players ahead of that. It's just a case of do long throws because I know they're dangerous, but I haven't told the players where to be. So I might have to... I'm not going to completely cheese it and go full streamer showdown. Pritchard plays it into Cannon. Cannon looked a little bit slow to react to that. I wonder if it's maybe time for him to sit a game out. He's played pretty much every game since breaking into the team, and he might just be due a rest and a little bit of rotation because he's there's been a couple of times today where he's not looked quite as lively as he has throughout the rest of this run since breaking into the team. And we've got Beereth. We've got Jessup, who's sat there on the bench today, desperate for an opportunity. So there are players who can come in and deputise for a match while we just give him a little bit of a rest. So it might be his turn to sit one out. But it's still 2-0 as we approach the 70-minute mark, which, as we all know, is substitution o'clock in my world. Muir's tired, so I'm not going to bring Davies on. We'll bring Campbell on, and he can come on and partner Charles at the back. We're going to try and protect Davies. Pritchard, I knew he was tired. This is why I wanted to have Beereth on the bench so that I could then bring Beereth on, because all three of these, Cannon, Redmond, Jessup, they're all very, very similar kinds of striker. Jessup can come on, but there's no way he's going to be able to play as a target man. So we're going to have to make him a pressing forward, and that will do for now. And I need to make a mental note to if I'm going to have two strikers on the bench, make sure one of them's Beereth so that we can actually change both strikers, because otherwise it doesn't really work. Final change, I think we're going to take off Bandera again. Redmond can come on for him, and we'll just swap Hamilton into the middle. Redmond can go out onto that left-hand side, continue his learning process on the left-hand side of midfield. And fingers crossed, we've got all this wrapped up, although Hartlepool are the ones with the ball at the moment. A free kick, and they have got a goal back. 84 minutes on the clock. Maybe I've spoken a smidgen too soon. We are now having to hold on for the remainder of this match. We've already been victims of a late equaliser once in this episode. If it happens again, I'm going to start to get a complex about them. I might have to start doing that weird defending a lead thing that some of you crazy kids like to go on about down in the comments from time to time. And we all know it's just not my style. 91 minutes. We're aiming for a slam dunk corner from Curry, but there's no one there to nod it in. With both Davies and Pritchard off the pitch, the slam dunk corner just isn't as effective. Charles and Whittaker win the ball back between them, though. And again, another example of Cannon having the opportunity to chase the goalkeeper down and just not really bother him. I hope it is tiredness and not overconfidence. He's played another stunning pass there, though. He set Pritchard up with a similar pass to that. So he's not just a one-trick pony. He has got a little bit more to his game other than just getting his head down, running and hitting it hard. He can play some lovely little passes in as well. Future as a complete forward, it won't be because he's 5'9", so he's never going to be much of a physical threat. But as a finisher and maybe even as a creator, there's a future there for Cannon. Maybe a future as a pressing forward rather than an advanced forward. We'll have to see how he develops over the course of the rest of the season. But the important thing is we picked up a win. We didn't lose any games. I don't know why we're looking at Fylde. And that's what the league table looks like. We're still 5 points off the top, still with a game in hand. Not much has changed, but I think we do play Chesterfield somewhere in this next run of games. I mean, we've got quite a lot of games left, actually. We're probably going to have a couple more episodes this season, especially if we continue this FA Trophy run. So I imagine we'll come back somewhere in here, ideally somewhere in here with a semi-final, and then finish the season off with a double. Go up as champions, win the FA Trophy. That's what we're looking for now out of this season. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.